Once again, heartily welcome to class number 3. So last two classes we have discussed about vector space and some informations which are prerequisite for the study on vector spaces. So last class we have defined what you mean by vector space and subspace, sub-algebraic structure we have defined. I think we have not much discussed on subspace, but the properties of vector space, properties in the sense what are the conditions that a vector space has to satisfy, I mean actually a set has to satisfy to become a vector space, that we have discussed in detail in the last class. So this class we are going to discuss about the problems on vector space. So here I will consider a set just like V and a field R. Generally we will take R, a set of real numbers, and then we will try to prove V is a vector space over R. Okay, that means we have to verify all that 9 conditions that we listed in the definition of vector space to check whether the given set forms a vector space or not. The thing is, you have to check all those 9 conditions, that's all. If all the conditions are satisfied by this set, then it is a vector space. If it fails to satisfy at least one of that 9 conditions, then obviously the given set will not be a vector space over the given field, generally R. Okay, that's what we are going to do now. So first problem, so the general statement is you have to show the given set is vector space or the given another set, generally it will be R. So first R square over R, you have to prove that R square forms a vector space over R. See, this can be generalized as R power n over R. The proof for this, or the way of proving R power n forms vector space over R, is exactly similar to proving R square forms vector space over R. So the procedure is exactly same. So in examination they may ask you to prove R square a vector space over R, or they may ask R3, R cube you can say, or R power n. So all are same. They may ask R square or R cube. Usually they don't ask higher order, R power 4, 5 and these things they generally don't ask. They will ask either R cube or directly R power n. The procedure is exactly same. So I am not going to again to prove R power n forms vector space over R. So only thing is we are going to prove R square. You have to expand that to, extend that to R power n. Okay, let's forget about this right now. Solution: let V equal to R square. How this set is defined? It is the product set, right? Product of R with itself. It is of the form A comma B such that A and B are elements from R, and the field here is R. So you have two sets. One is R cross R, that is actually V, and another one is F, that is actually R. You have to prove that this V forms vector space over this R, right? So I have to verify conditions one by one. So old form ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ I C A D M, no sorry, C A I C D, finally U. 1 2 3 4 5, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 6 7 8 then 9 S. You can form any other word using these alphabets. The thing is, this C must be fixed. Okay, as per this rule we have to verify first closure law. Okay, that is the first condition I have to check. Before checking that, keep one thing in mind. See, an element, okay, I can say C, see, any element C belongs to R square. C belongs to R square if and only if C is of the form A comma B, where A and B are real numbers. So this is very much important, how the elements of R square looks like. If C belongs to R square, that means C will be of the form a pair A comma B. If there is any number that is of the form pair A comma B, where A and B are real numbers, then that pair belongs to R square. Okay, now let us come to this. A, closure law, you have to verify. Oh sorry, I forget one more thing that is basically needed actually. How the operations are defined, that we have not done, so that we have to define. So define, generally they don't give you the operation, you have to define it. Define plus and dot, we generally call these as vector addition and scalar multiplication. Vector addition and scalar multiplication. So define plus and dot as follows. See, vector addition means addition of two numbers in R square, A comma B. Okay, let us take A1 comma B1 plus A2 comma B2 to be equal to A1 plus B1 and A2 plus B2. Okay, sorry, A1 plus B1 plus S. Again I made a mistake, sorry. You have to add corresponding entries, right? This is A1 plus A2, okay, then B1 plus B2, now it's correct. A1, A2 are real numbers, so their sum is a real number. B1, B2, they are real numbers, definitely their sum is also real number. And scalar multiplication is defined to be alpha times of A1 comma B1 equal to alpha A1 comma alpha B1. So this is how we are going to define the operation. Alpha A1 B1 equal to alpha A1 comma alpha B1. Now let us verify conditions for vector space. Conditions for vector space. First one, A, closure law. See, closure law will be just like defining operation. Okay, let U comma V belongs to R square and alpha belongs to R. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಆರ್ ಅಂತ ಸಾರಿ ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Then what we must have this one, U plus V comma alpha U belongs to R square. This is what I should get. Let us check. Then U plus V will be equal to A1 comma B1 plus A2 comma B2. By definition of vector addition, this is A1 plus A2 comma b1 plus b2. So by definition of vector addition, definitely this belongs to R square. Why? Because it is a pair of real numbers, so definitely belongs to R square. Then alpha u equal to alpha times a1 comma b1, so it is equal to alpha a1 plus alpha b1. Again by definition this belongs to R square. Hence closure law holds good. So holds true, you can write, or holds good to R square, or closure law is satisfied, or verifying closure law you can write. Next B. So B usually that is about associative, right? Associative property. I have to take three elements. Let u comma v comma w belongs to R power 3. R power 2. U comma v comma w belongs to R power 2. Then u will be a1 comma b1, v will be a2 comma b2, and w will be a3 comma b3. I'll write w here, a3 comma b3. Now u plus of v plus w equal to, u means a1 comma b1 plus v plus w, v means a2 comma b2 plus a3 comma b3, which is equal to a1 comma b1 plus a2 a3, okay, a2 plus a3 comma b2 plus b3. Now adding these two members, you will be getting a1 plus a2 plus a3 comma b1 plus b2 plus b3. So this you can call as equation 1. Then compute u plus v plus w, then equate equation 1 and 2. So that way you can do, or you can do this as a1 plus a2. We can rewrite this by using the definition as a1 plus a2 comma b1 plus b2 plus a3 plus a3 comma b3. a1 plus a2 comma b1 plus b2 plus a3 by a3 comma b3. See, again I am splitting this by using the definition in opposite way. So again splitting this, we will be getting this sum a1 plus a2 comma b1 plus b2 will be a1 comma b1 plus a2 comma b2 plus a3 comma b3. So that is u plus v of plus w. So this proves associative property. So we got u plus of v plus w equal to u plus v of plus w, proving associativity, although verifying you can say. C. So C is about identity. For u belongs to R square, there exists a 0 comma 0 belongs to R square such that u plus ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು 0 ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀನಿ, u plus 0 equal to u ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ a1 b1 a1 b1 plus 0 0, that is again a1 plus 0 b1 plus 0, that is a1 b1 equal to u again. This proves existence of identity element. Existence of identity element. Next, existence of inverse element. D, for u belongs to R square, u equal to a1 b1, there exists minus u1 there exists minus u1 equal to minus a1 minus b1 belongs to R square such that u plus of minus u it should be minus u only, not u1, u plus of minus u equal to a1 b1 plus of minus a1 minus b1, which is equal to a1 minus a1 b1 minus b1. So R is a field, so there the identity, additive inverse always exists, so identity also exists, so it will be 0 0, which is the identity element of R square. So this proves existence of inverse element. So D is over. E, commutativity. Let u v belongs to R square be arbitrary, then u will be a1 b1 and v will be a2 b2. Now u plus v will be equal to a1 b1 plus a2 b2, which is by definition a1 plus a2 b1 plus b2, where a1 plus a2 and b1 plus b2 are real numbers. That means they belongs to R, but R being a field, you can interchange these two entries, their commutativity holds. So a2 plus a1 it will be. The reason is a1 plus a2 and b1 plus b2 belongs to R, which is a field. In any field, commutativity holds good. So commutative property is satisfied by R. So this a1 plus a2 will be equal to a2 plus a1. Similarly, b1 plus b2 will be equal to b2 plus b1. So a2 plus a1 b2 plus b1. But again by definition this is a2 b2 plus a1 b1, which is equal to v plus u. Hence commutativity holds good. So this proves commutative property. B, C, D, E. Next F. I think here from you have to worry about distributive property, distributivity. Actually within that you will be getting F. Let U comma V belongs to R square, so U will be A1 comma B1 and V will be A2 comma B2 and K1 comma okay ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ವಾ, ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಕಮ ಬೀಟಾ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಆರ್. ಎಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಜನರಲ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ತ್ರೀ distributive laws. K times of U plus V will be equal to, okay, sorry, not K times, it is alpha. Alpha times of U plus V equal to alpha times of U plus V. U ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ A1 comma B1 plus A2 comma B2. What I have to prove? I have to prove that alpha times of U plus V equal to alpha U plus alpha V. That we need to prove. Keep that in mind. That is actually alpha times of A1 plus A2 comma B1 plus B2. Okay, now by the definition of scalar multiplication it will be alpha times of A1 plus A2. Okay, or how we define alpha times of A comma B equal to alpha A comma alpha B, right? Okay, using that definition it will be, okay, alpha times of A1 plus A2 comma alpha times of B1 plus B2. So this is alpha times of U plus V. And again this still can be written as, I'll write it here, alpha A1 plus alpha A2 comma alpha B1 plus alpha B2. This is happens, wow, this happens because R is a field, that's why it happens. Now alpha U plus alpha V, call this as equation 1, alpha U plus alpha V equal to alpha times of U is A1 comma B1 plus alpha times of V, that is A2 comma B2. Okay, so this will be alpha A1 by definition comma alpha B1 plus alpha A2 comma alpha B2. Now adding these two, we will be getting by the definition of vector addition, it will be alpha A1 plus alpha A2 comma alpha B1 plus alpha B2. So this is actually alpha U plus alpha V, equation 2. Now you can compare equation 1 and 2. The right hand sides are same, so corresponding left hand sides must be same. Thus from 1 and 2 we get, thus from 1 and 2 we get alpha times of U plus V equal to alpha U plus alpha V. So this proves scalar multiplication is distributive over vector addition. Next, G, we have to prove K1, alléನಿತ್ತು definition ಲಾಗ್ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, I am writing what we had in the definition. K1 plus K2 times of U equal to K1 U plus K2 U. So here instead of k1 and k2 we have alpha and beta. We had to prove that alpha plus beta of u equal to alpha u plus beta u, right? Let's consider this one. Alpha plus beta times of u equal to alpha plus beta times u is a1 comma b1. So this is just like single scalar. So you can take gamma. So gamma times of a1 comma b1 equal to gamma a1 plus gamma b1, right? So in that sense it will be alpha plus beta times of a1 comma alpha plus beta times of b1. But since R is a field, this can be written as alpha a1 plus beta a1 comma alpha b1 plus beta b1. So this is alpha plus beta times of u. It is again called this as equation 3. Next, alpha u plus beta u equal to alpha times of a1 comma b1 plus beta times of a2 comma a1 it is again a1 comma b1, that is alpha a1 comma alpha b1 plus beta a1 comma beta b1, which is alpha a1 plus beta a1 comma alpha b1 plus beta b1, alpha u plus beta u, proving equation 4. So from equation 3 and 4, from equation 3 and 4 we get, from equation 3 and 4 we get alpha u, alpha plus beta of u equal to alpha u plus beta u. So vector scalar addition is distributive over vector addition is distributive over scalar multiplication, that is done. Now scalar addition is distributive over vector multiplication. Problem G aitala. So next so there is one more H. We have to prove that alpha of beta u equal to alpha beta of u. Alpha beta of u I will consider. Alpha beta of u equal to alpha beta of a1 comma b1, which is equal to alpha beta a1 comma alpha beta b1. This we can write as taking alpha outside, alpha times of beta a1 comma beta b1. Again taking beta outside, alpha times of beta times of a1 comma b1, which is equal to alpha of beta u. Therefore alpha beta of u is equal to alpha of beta u. Finally, there exists one belongs to R, a scalar, such that 1 into u equal to 1 into a comma b, u I am taking as a comma b, equal to 1 into a comma 1 into b, that is again a comma b, which is u. So there exists unit element. This proves, this shows existence of unit element, existence of unit element. Okay, this verifies all the conditions for R square to be a vector space. Thus, hence R square is a vector space. Hence R square is a vector space over R. So this completes the solution of first problem on vector space. So still there are a few more problems on vector space. Okay, let's take the second one. Let us try to prove this in the next class. Set of all matrices of order 2 cross 2 over R. Set of all matrices of order 2 cross 2 over R. So this is what we need to prove as a vector space over R. That can be done in the next class.